Let's see. I know there's a couple requests. Look at his most recent video. Worst Star Wars character ever, and his picture of Reva. Oh, God. Really? Really? Just really. Just Reva's the worst Star Wars character ever. I mean, I know the obvious choice is fucking Jar Binks. But, like, do we want to go into Holiday Special? Do we want to go into Chewbacca's family? There's been some fucking cringe in Star Wars. Riva doesn't even come fucking close. And also, why is Riva getting headlined in a goddamn video? Like, that series was what, like 6 months ago? Can we, like, move on? Yeah, I actually think the character is an interesting idea. I don't think they execute her great, but I think it's, like, the character's an interesting idea. It's like an inverse Darth Vader. And, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing what they do with her later. I hope they don't listen to these guys and do something with her later.
Sooner or later, the internet is going to come after you, and they're finally going to expose you. And I have been exposed, ladies and gentlemen. It is over for me. However, will I recover from this moment? I do not know. Oh, it's so bad when you use great points that I'm making as a gotcha moment. And that's exactly what the weirdos on Twitter that hate me are doing now. They're now clipping moments where...
Is he going to have the Jarbo thing on here? The Jarbo thing was pretty good.
I made extremely good points, and they only prove me right as a gotcha moment. I guess the I like The Last Jedi clip that they have continued to use over and over and over again, even though I've already proven that was a troll between me and Josiah Rises.
What about the tweet? There was a tweet you did where you talked about how you liked The Last Jedi. Was that a troll between you and Josiah Rises as well? Oh. Yeah, I'm kind of interested, dude. Let's see. I think that's in the video. Let's see if we can find it.
Last Jedi, and I think he did a damn good job for being what.
Here it is. Jeremy Prime at D-Day Cobra replying to Mr. Sean Garber. Hell, I liked The Last Jedi and hated Batman v Superman, and I'm already exhausted on The Last Jedi. So, like, he liked The Last Jedi. Right there. He's saying he liked The Last Jedi. And that's not something he's saying to Josiah Rises. So, what is it? What is it, Jeremy? Like, you know, it would be a much, much better defense if you actually said, hey, I came from the theater, I really liked it at the theater, and then over time my opinion has changed. That would actually be a much better defense than what this is. Because this just comes off like you're fucking lying.
I've already proven it. I've already shown the receipts. I've already shown all of the facts and the evidence, and they continue to use that as a gotcha moment from Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. We got him, boys. Even though anyone with a working...
It's not really a gotcha as much as it's fucking hilarious. I mean, look at how he's freaking out over it. It's kind of hilarious, dude.
Brain than the slightest bit of common sense already knows I have proven that video to be nothing more than a troll between me and my friend Josiah. But
yeah, we weren't looking at the video just then. I just brought up the fucking tweet, dude.
These people have used that as a gotcha moment because they are mentally ill. So the latest outrage is them bringing Reva up. And their whole stance was that I was upset that there was a black woman in Star Wars, and I got really offended because anytime a black person's in Star Wars, I get mad. That's the latest narrative. So they're now showing clips of me making extremely good points, only proving me right because Reva was a failed character, a terrible character. No one liked her. She had a failed Star Wars lightsaber campaign from Hasbro that all of these freaking weirdos with pronouns in their bio, they want to talk about how big of a fan they are of Reva, yet...
Explain to me how having pronouns in your bio means anything about the points you make. Explain that to me, Jeremy. What does that have to do with anything? Because you guys just usually use it to dismiss people. Usually, probably because those people are making salient arguments that you don't want to address.
yet they don't actually support anything surrounding that character or any of the other agenda-driven characters in Star Wars. So I'm going to take this moment to monetize these idiots, to get some content out of them, and to once again prove that I was right all along. So this all started because in one of my responses to Angry Joe, me and Angry Joe had a back and forth, and my response was pretty in depth, and a lot of people really liked my response. So essentially, Joe just asked the question. I'm genuinely, any of you genuinely want to explain to me why April O'Neil can't be?
So, Angry Joe definitely he definitely shares an audience with a lot of the guys like Geeks and Gamers and Eric July and guys like that. That being said, yeah, I don't think, he doesn't come off as, a grifter. He shares a lot of the opinions that these guys push, but, he doesn't, come off as a grifter whatsoever. Which is, I think, puts him in a really difficult situation, frankly. Because, he has a lot of crossover audience with these guys. And these guys are going to blow up over stuff that's not necessarily going to get Angry Joe, particularly annoyed. Last time I saw this happen was over the first episode of She-Hulk, which Angry Joe came out and said, hey, I like that one. And all his fans blew up at him. And yeah, now he's trying to figure out why these guys are enraged over April O'Neil. And it's all because of this culture war shit that Geeks and Gamers and Eric July are super involved into. And Joe isn't. Joe just does his thing. And I'll be blunt, I don't really like Joe's angry reviews when it comes to movies and TV shows and stuff like that. I do, however, I don't watch him that often, but I used to really enjoy his long-form game reviews. I always thought he was good at game reviews, not so much other stuff. But his game reviews are what are his bread and butter. And I always thought those were entertaining. But yeah, I mean, I will say the difference between someone like Angry Joe and Geeks and Gamers or Eric July is at least he's going to be honest with you, which I'd much rather.
Black in what her 7th iteration, D-Day Cobra, Eric July. Just tell me why, straight up, yada, yada, yada. And I said, it's something we have covered as individuals many times on our channels and giving our perspectives. It's not as simple as April can't be black. We have seen a consistent effort to tokenize established white characters by changing their race, gender, sexual orientation in the name of diversity and representation in Hollywood. It's not only disrespectful to the already established characters.
Really? Because the old versions of those characters still exist. So why do you care?
It's also disrespectful to the race gender of the people they claim they want represented.
How so? How so? You need to explain that one.
Stop giving black people, or stop thinking black people need a white person's hand-me-down character.
So I want to stress, this is not an issue with representation. This is an issue with franchise filmmaking, which I've addressed with a lot of people. You're complaining about franchise filmmaking. The problem is, franchises are popular, so they like to reboot, revival, shit like that, bring back old characters. And if a lot of those characters in those pre-established franchises are white, then the only way to actually add, diversity, which I know is a triggering word for these guys, is to change some of that up. And when you do reboots and new iterations and stuff like that, you will have 100% artistic license to do exactly that. So they do. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. And the failure is never because of a race change. It just has to do with whether or not the character is well written. Period. As long as the character is well written, who cares? Who cares? Just do a good job with the character. If they want to, make April black and add a bit of diversity, as long as they do a good job with the character, I don't care. I don't care. But for some reason, Jeremy Griggs and Eric July, they care. I wonder why.
Character. Give black people, or not all non-white people, respectable characters and build them from the ground up, like ISOM. It takes time and hard work. Establishing something takes time. For some reason, Hollywood doesn't seem to think that black people deserve their own characters. It's fucking bullshit. Blade is one of the greatest comic book films of all time, and it's widely ignored. And I mean, it's widely ignored by Hollywood and the mainstream media.
Blade seems to be brought up fairly often for how old it is. I mean, of the movies of 1998, it's certainly got to be one of the most brought up ones, so I don't know if it's right to say it's ignored whatsoever. Plus, that's getting a reboot as well coming out in a couple years. So, like, I don't know what the point is of that example. Blade is definitely one of the more memorable movies from the year it came out.
So this is a lot deeper than character can't be black. Nobody thinks that. So I had some weirdo respond, so why did you throw a fit when they added a black character to Obi-Wan? And I said, Reva was a bad character added to a pre-existing story.
Okay, so I want to go ahead and... Okay, so if you think the character is bad, fine. I'll go ahead and give that one to you, Jeremy. Think it's bad. Added to a pre-existing story, what does that mean? Are you just upset that, like, this, like, number one, I don't know what you mean by pre-existing story, because this is a part of Obi-Wan Kenobi's life that has, well, maybe it's been explored upon in the expanded universe, but, like, it hasn't been explored upon in the Disney Star Wars, which, you know, they kind of got rid of the expanded universe. So this is the first time we're seeing that part of Obi-Wan Kenobi's life. So they're making this up, and they're adding new characters, because every time you do a new Star Wars series or a movie, you are going to introduce new characters. Every time. Empire Strikes Back, Lando Calrissian, Yoda, Return of the Jedi. Who do we get in Return of the Jedi? We got Jabba the Hutt. We got, I know we got more than that, but every time you're going to get more characters. Phantom Menace, we got Qui-Gon Jinn. We got Jar Jar Binks. We got a whole bunch of new characters. Attack the Clones, Count Dooku. Revenge of the Sith, General Grievous. Every time they do a new series or do a new movie, they're going to add new characters. For Obi-Wan Kenobi, that new character was Riva. And they add some more new characters, but the most prominent new character was definitely Riva. But they're always going to do this, because that's what you do in fiction typically. You don't just always rely on your old characters. You usually introduce one or two new characters. That's just standard. I mean, even in Shadows of the Empire, we had Dash Rendar. I don't remember the name of the guy who played the villain, but that was another new character added. You always do it. So this idea of added to a pre-existing story, that's not a complaint. That's just what happens.
And added nothing to the pre-existing story. Her race was irrelevant until Lucasfilm decided to use her race as a defense against valid criticism.
I'm going to need a citation on that one. Use her race as a defense against valid criticism. As far as I know, she was cast, she got hundreds of racist messages, and Lucasfilm said, don't be racist. That was it. That was fucking it. And you guys got triggered. I have to wonder, when somebody says don't be racist, and they're not saying it to you, they're just saying it to a general population. Just generally, don't be racist. Just throwing it out into ether. And then you suddenly go, I am offended by that. What does that say about you? Because they said that to the ether, you know, and I heard it, and I went, okay. I wasn't offended by that, because I knew they weren't talking to me. But somehow, Jeremy, you knew they were talking to you. What does that tell you?
Then it became clear that she was only created to virtue signal. Once again, Lucasfilm used a black person, and we called them out. You're welcome. And then someone says, but did you make fun of her even before the show premiered as some kind of gotcha? Yes.
Oh, Wicked the Ewok and Return of the Jedi. Yes, Greg, you are correct. Yes.
I've been accurately predicting Lucasfilm using non-white people to shield from real criticism for years. I was right again.
Let's see. Will he address my question? Because I had a question here where I was like, please define what real criticism means. Please.
And there's nothing you can do about it. So, as a response to that, these weirdos have decided to pull a clip from me talking about Riva, which is still on my channel, by the way, as a gotcha moment. This is their gotcha moment. This is how you know they're struggling right now. They are clipping out me making good points in order to make me look bad, only making me look even better in the process. It is so wonderful to have literally the dumbest haters on the planet. Let's play this clip of where I'm completely caught in 4K attacking the actress for standing next to Ewan McGregor and Hayden. You are pandering to racists who attack the actress on Instagram. Let's listen.
That's true. He is absolutely doing that. In fact, a lot of those people are probably in his fan base. He is encouraging them with his rhetoric.
To this damning clip from me.
Reva's character was completely 100% irrelevant. There's no reason for her to exist in any capacity whatsoever other than to push identity politics. But yet...
I can make the argument that no character ever has to exist ever. So that's a weird argument. They always make that argument. It's like, no fictional character ever has to exist. There's no reason for Obi-Wan Kenobi to ever exist. So, like, what is your argument there?
The actress that played Reva got to go on the entire marketing tour with Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor.
Wow. You think that's a good point? Of course she did. She was a major character in the goddamn story. She had a bigger role than Hayden Christensen. Maybe not bigger than Darth Vader, but definitely bigger than Hayden Christensen. Of course, if Hayden Christensen was in the armor the whole time, which I doubt it, but if he was, then maybe not. But still, she was a major character in Obi-Wan Kenobi. Of course they would want her on the press tour with Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen. That's standard.
Even though her character literally has no reason to exist.
There we go. Literally the same points that I made right here. She's a bad character, added to a pre-existing story, and she added nothing to it.
Oh, God. It would get so dumb, but I would love to have a conversation with this guy. This is so stupid. Like, dude, seriously. Your points are fucking just bad. This is bad. Like, adding a new character to a pre-existing story. Like I said, every time you do a new chapter in Star Wars, no matter where you put it, you're going to add characters. It's just a fact. It's going to happen. And yeah, of course she's going to go on the press tour because she was a major character in the fucking show. So of course they'll want her on the press tour. In fact, because this was her first time in Star Wars, they probably made it a requirement when she signed her contract. You see, Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor are returning actors, and they had to sign new contracts, meaning they could probably, if they really wanted to, get out of this. Moses Ingram really can't if she wants the role, so she's gonna do it. This is just like media shit 101.
Nothing. Their gotcha
Reva's
is
character
to
was
give
completely
me
other than identity politics.
Their entire argument is to use a clip where I make
Wow, that was good, Jeremy. You left that bit in there. Good job.
valid points showing the consistent.
That's not valid points, though. That's the problem, Jeremy. You're not getting it. Those aren't good points. Those are shit points.
See in my argument as a gotcha. It's amazing. So it does give me an opportunity to remind everyone that this right here, Riva has all of these fans on social media now. We love Riva. She's so brave and stunning. She's the best character ever. Yet you had a failed Force FX Elite lightsaber campaign from Hasbro. Failed miserably. Let me remind you that at the same time that this was going on, there was a G.I. Joe crowdfunding campaign through Hasbro that shattered every single record, destroyed every record. But Riva, no one cared. But you got the blue-haired weirdos on social media, the mentally ill weirdos out there.
Well, Jeremy, what I'm trying to understand is, if nobody cares about Riva, why are you making this video? Literally, why are you making this video? The fact that this video exists debunks your whole point that nobody cares about Riva. You've just destroyed it by just doing this goddamn video. Do you realize that, bro? Do you realize it? My God.
That'll tell you all day long how much they love Reva and how she's the bravest and most stunning character of all time, yet they can't even support the toys that represent this character because they don't actually care and they don't have money to spend anyway. This is Disney Star Wars in a nutshell. And it's so funny to watch them continue to prove me right over and over and over again. The more you cry, the more I'm going to monetize it. The more that you try and expose me with my...
Well, I guess he's monetizing them through this video, and I'm monetizing him through my stream and this eventual video that I will cut out. So, thank you, Jeremy, for letting me monetize you.
Own words where I'm making good points only helps me. Do you think anyone that follows...
Well, Jeremy, you making your really shitty points really helps me. It helps me, man. Thank you. Thank you for being really lazy at your job and not really putting any effort or any thought into anything you say. Thank you, man. It helps me out.
Follows me, saw that clip of me making a excellent point and said, I need to unfollow Jeremy now because of the clip that...
Well, Jeremy, I either you just don't know how to make any arguments that are good, or you're just trying to desperately sell it. Maybe that's the whole reason this video exists, because he knows his arguments are bad, but he's really got to make like a 10-minute video to try to prove that they're good. Which, by the way, you're failing spectacularly at, so good job.
Is actually still on his channel where he makes good points. No, you only helped more people become a follower of the channel. That's all you did.
So is he not going to go over Jarbo? Jarbo had a great response to him. We'll dig it up if he doesn't.
Because you are mentally ill. And I'm loving it. Now, I did say in one of my responses to this weirdo, I didn't even know this weirdo was still following or still in my mentions. It's kind of crazy, but I basically said at this point, I almost feel bad responding to you because it's clear you have severe mental illness. Hopefully your family helps you.
Wow. What an asshole. What an asshole. Jeremy, you are an asshole. Congratulations.
I mean that. Like, good Lord. Like, me making the point, yes, Diego Luna is the lead character in the series because they're trying to push diversity bullshit. It's so dumb. I agree.
They're pushing identity politics with this. The only reason Diego Luna is the lead character of the series is because they're trying to push diversity politics bullshit. It's so... My God, Jeremy, did you actually say that? Did you actually say Diego Luna being the lead in the Andor series is them pushing diversity politics? You do realize he was already cast, right? Yes, that is a fucking insanely dumb point, Jeremy. Now, if you want to argue somehow Diego Luna being cast in Rogue One is somehow diversity politics, fuck, I mean, it would be par for the course with you, but okay, it's still fucking dumb. But, like, arguing that he was cast in Andor as diversity politics. The fuck? The fuck, man? He was already cast, you dipshit.
I agree. Diego Luna is not good in the role. Now, I heard a lot.
God damn, Andor was awesome, bro.
A lot of people enjoyed Andor, and that's great. Because normal people can have a conversation and go, hey, sir, did you like this show? No, not really. It wasn't for me. The other person goes, well, I really liked it. I thought they did a good job. And you're like, oh, that's cool, man. Well, what did you enjoy about it? And then they say what they enjoyed about it. And then the other person responds and says, yeah, X, Y, and Z didn't work for me, but I'm glad it worked for you. It just didn't work.
Ooh, Jeremy, that's a great idea. Let's have that discussion. You and me. Let's have that discussion. Let's do that. Let's schedule that, dude. rsetlock3@gmail.com, Jeremy. Send me an email. Let's do that discussion.
Work for me. Cool, man. Shake hands. Have a great day.
And Jeremy, make sure to like and subscribe too.
Okay. That's how normal people have a conversation. Other weirdos out there, if you say, hey, they come up to you and go, hey, what did you think of Andor? And you're like, I didn't like it. Why? Racist? Are you racist? You're like, I mean.
No, Jeremy. People in general don't say that. They might say it to you. And you want to know why they say it to you, Jeremy? Because you freak out over April O'Neil being black in a 3-second trailer. Because you actually complain about Diego Luna being cast as the lead as the fucking Andor series. Yeah. Yeah. What were you expecting him to do for the Andor series, bro? Recast him as a white guy? What are you talking about, man? Of course he's going to be the lead of the Andor series. And if you're complaining and you're calling it identity politics because he's the lead of an Andor series, well, I don't know what else to call that besides racism. I don't. Like, dude, you know what? If you want to come on, discuss with me. What do I call it? When all you do is complain about minorities and women in roles. Give me the terms. What would you call that? What would you call that?
I mean, I just didn't like it. But now that you're bringing race into it for no reason, I have to question the motivations behind the showrunners. Like, is that why they're putting, and then this person, I'm going to cancel you. That's how freaks talk about it. That's how weirdos talk about it. So either way.
Well, Jeremy, you need to understand, I'm cool. You watch Andor, you don't like it. Cool. Maybe we could have discussion about that. But the fact is, you specifically, your specific reasons for disliking Andor, for whatever, I'm willing to bet you they're pretty fucking bad.
Thank you guys for giving me content. Thank you for clipping out.
Jeremy, thank you for giving me content. Thank you, man. This is great. This is a great video. I love debunking you because you put so little effort into your arguments that debunking you takes so little effort from me. It's great, Jeremy. Thank you. Thank you, Jeremy.
Oh, me making great points on videos that are on my channel to try and caught me in 4K or whatever. Thank you. I appreciate.
It's tough to catch you on 4K. I don't think you do a video that good. Oh, we can do 1080p. We'll catch you in 1080p.
Appreciate it. And I hope you guys are having a great day. We're going to be live on CobraCast tonight over on my personal channel, D-Day Cobra. And then the new Fortnite season is out and I can't wait. And guess what? Usually, if I'm not playing as Snake Eyes, I'm usually playing as a female character on Fortnite. And these weirdos have never clipped me out playing Fortnite as a female character because they're too busy saying how much I hate women in my media and my video games and all of.
Well, Jeremy, that's because it's a grift. That's because you don't actually believe what you say. That's because you're full of shit. Just saying.
That. It's interesting how they've never clipped it out when I was playing as Chun-Li or Gamora. Interesting indeed. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.
That was it. That was the worst Star Wars character ever. And 10 minutes about him whinging over fucking Twitter thing. Let's go back to his Twitter. Any of you genuinely want to explain and help me understand why April O'Neil can't be black in her, 7th iteration? Jeremy Griggs, Eric July, just tell me why, straight up, so we can all understand instead of taking it personal. Why I call out weirdos who throw a fit when this happens. And here's his long-ass response. Okay, so here's Jeremy Griggs. But you did make fun of her even before the show premiered, which is true. Like, if the show hasn't premiered yet and you're making fun of her, that's not a good sign. Yes, I've been accurately predicting Lucasfilm for using non-white people to shield from real criticism for years. I was right, again, and there's nothing you can do about it. And then Jarbo just said, so in reality, what you're claiming is that you've been attacking actors of color simply because you believe they were added to the production because of the color of their skin. I love that you're not even trying to hide the grift anymore. I loved it. That was a good response. I didn't get any traction with mine where I simply was like, dude, just define real criticism. I would love to know what real criticism is.
Books, records, films, these things matter. Call me shallow. It's the fucking truth.